No. Hey, this is me, Brian. Today we're doing a video for Louis Cruz. Asked me a question this morning about how do you deal with the government? How do you deal with the people when they deem you to be this or that, and you're only going to get whatever we're going to give you? Interesting question, Louis. Right, number one, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you walk in the door of wherever, be it a government place, you know what I'm saying, the state, you know, health and welfare, you know, DES, the church, right, you know what I'm saying, they know that you're a homeless person and you're there asking for their help. All right, now, human beings are human beings, little brother, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, somebody that deals with this every day on a daily basis is going to build up some kind of dehumanization towards the whole thing, right? And they're going to treat you the way however they're going to treat you. Human beings, right? And saying you're the best way for you to try to combat this, you know what I'm saying, is try to present yourself, you know what I'm saying, in the best, you know, possible way, clean clothes, you know what I'm saying, right? Don't show up stoned or drunk or whatever, you know what I'm saying, right? Have some, you know, identification, paperwork stuff that they're going to require you to have anyway. Make sure that you bring it with you, you understand, and try to start out on the right foot. Right, and sometimes even with the bad person, that still goes pretty far, right? that's your best chance right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, from your side. You know what I'm saying? Now, how to deal with them? Right? Okay. Number one and number two, it depends on where you at. You know, are you in the east? Are you in the west? Are you in the north? Are you in the south? It depends. States. A lot of different states have a lot of different programs and a lot of different stuff that's provided by the state, the DES, you know, Department of Economic Security, or the HHS, you know, Human Resources, whatever it is from the government. You know what I'm saying? A lot of states out here in the West, like Arizona and California, you know what I'm saying, they have a shelter service, a system that they've in place, you know what I'm saying, that's like an eclectic group of nonprofit organizations that provide services through the shelter. Right, you know what I'm saying? And then there's the churches. There's the Catholic diocese in each one of your, you know, whatever city. There's always a Catholic diocese, always. Right, I'm saying there's the Salvation Army. You know what I'm saying? They have their network and their, you know, of rehabilitation centers and housing places and stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's dude. The wide expanse is covered by good, you know, people that want to do good, that want to help you. You know what I'm saying? Right, depending on where you're at and the level of the programs and the assistance that they have, all you might get is food stamps, right? Maybe you know, a little stipend, maybe they might give you a little bit of cash on your EBT card or something. You know what I'm saying? But you have to go down and you have to enroll in one of the programs, and you have to participate in order to cycle through this program in order to, at the other end, to get whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Right? A lot of this is based on what you are trying to achieve during your time of homelessness. Right? You understand? The third thing, you know what I'm saying, depends, you know, if you find the right program, you know, in the right situation, because you don't have to go specifically to the shelter or to the church or to the government. Right? You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of nonprofit organizations around that, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of major cities that provide clothing, that provide, you know, assistance. You know what I'm saying? If maybe you're lucky, you got a roommate, you know what I'm saying, there's 3 or 4 of you living in a little place, you know what I'm saying, one of you that's paying the power bill or the water bill or something can go down to the Ladies Justice League or something, you know what I'm saying, you know, and they will provide, you know, utility assistance if you need to pay the, you know, the water bill or the power bill in most cases. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of places in a lot of ways, you know what I'm saying, to get assistance and to find help, right? But you need to narrow it down into what it is that you want. What kind of help do you want? If you walk right in thinking that you're in Finland or Sweden somewhere and they're going to put you directly in a house and give you all of this cool stuff, that ain't going to happen. This is America. In America, right, you know what I'm saying, you want to suck on the government's titty, you got to jump through all the flaming hoops. Now, for the most part, you know what I'm saying, government assistance, right, they have categories, right, of who not so much who they're going to help or how much help they're going to give each category, right? Depending on your level, you know what I'm saying, of mental stability, right? Because a lot of the programs that end up with giving you housing for a year or two for free, you know what I'm saying, require you to participate in the community, you know, in programs like the community bridges, Eteros, you know what I'm saying, and other things, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that the streets didn't make you crazy, right? And if you have medication issues and you have health issues, right, that you get the correct medication, that you take it the way you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, and you probably usually have to give a UA every couple of 90 days, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you're, you know, this is not just for drug abuse, this is to make sure that your medications and stuff, that you're taking them right. Because that's the whole purpose of the mental health part of the program, is to make sure that you're stable yourself before they put you into the situation that you are seeking. Right? You know, a lot of it depends on you and what you want to achieve. You know what I'm saying? If you just think you're going to walk in off the streets, right? And yes, they'll give it to you. That, you know, half of the people that have been in and out of the government free housing, right? You know what I'm saying? Are streeties, right? That try to take advantage or scam the programs so that they could get that housing. But they can't, because their mental state is not healthy enough. They can't sustain it. Right, because there's too much of the streets still in them. It depends, like I said in the very beginning, it depends on where you are, who you are, and what you want. You know what I'm saying? And right, and so you calculate that up, and the answer to the question is, right, I'm saying, how am I going to go about getting all of this in the way that you have to present yourself to do it? Right? I don't know how old you are, you know, Lewis. Right, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how much life experience you have, you know what I'm saying? But being an adult in the real world out here requires that you know, you have a certain set of values and morals, you know what I'm saying, that will allow you to do what you know you need to do in order to make, you know, to survive yourself, if it's all you got. And those morals and those values don't have to be bad or good. They just have to be solid. Right? You know, I know a lot of bad people that have very solid, good morals, right, and values. But they are who they are. You know what I'm saying? You can't allow the streets, the mentality of the streets, to dictate who you are, right? If you're trying to find a way to claw yourself out, because once you get out, you know what I'm saying? Once you escape the wide expanse, you're saying you have to come back to being a real person again. And you have to be dependable, you have to be trustable, you have to be honorable, you have to be respectable, right? You just can't, you know, you can't bring it with you and expect everything to go back to peaches and cream. It don't, bro. I worked hard to get here where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to end anytime soon, because this is what I wanted. I don't want to live in the streets. I didn't want to be around a bunch of thieves and liars all the time anymore. Right? You know what I'm saying? I want something stable, something that I can work with, you know what I'm saying, so we can move the whole thing forward. That's what the idea of help me comes from. Because if you want someone to help you, then you got to push, you know, as much as they're... I don't know if that made sense or not. But anyways, right? These are just some of the, you know, some of the answers that you're looking for, right? It all comes down to here, bro. Right? They'll give you anything you want. You know what I'm saying? If you meet their criteria. It's not if they deem you or they don't. Right? If you start out, like I said, on the right foot with the right stuff, you know what I'm saying, determined to cycle through the program and get what you want at the other end, they will give it to you, no matter what they think. Right? And here's a little secret tip. You know what I'm saying? Ask any of the homeless females that you know around you, you're saying that you know are getting government assistance, ask them how they did it, right? Because they stayed persistent on the telephone after them all the time, bro, to make sure that their check was coming, to make sure that their food stamps were on right, to make sure all the information that they gave them was correct all the time. That's the secret to it all. Right? You want them to help you, you got to stay on top of them and put in your effort. This is me, Brian. Just, a couple of more tips right there for you newbies, right? Homeless people that are just starting out on the road to, across the wide expanse. Please like and subscribe and share this video. If you think other homeless newbies need some, some answers. Thank you.